Jonathan Hood with you. Now time for Shot or No Shot. Here's Shay Norling. Shay?
Good morning, boys, on Bears Friday. How we feel?
We're feeling good. Awesome, man. And Troy Aikman is in with me that he's going to throw for well over 4,000 yards. Let's go.
And we talked about the weapons that he's going to have. I think if Caleb Williams can stay healthy, I do believe he'll throw for well over 4,000 yards, and he's going to bring something to this team.
For show. How about that? Well over 4,000 yards.
All right, let's start there, Cap. Shot or no shot? You said very disappointed with the Sports Illustrated 3,700-yard, 26 touchdown, 12-pick projection. So shot or no shot? For Cap to be not disappointed, Caleb has to throw at least 4,250.
It's a shot.
Wow.
It's a shot. We've got a vertical offense now. Hoodie's been begging for that since he and I got to know each other 20-some years ago. And the last 4 years that we've been together, he's been begging, can we please stretch the field a little bit? And guess what? We've got the guy that can do it. If he stays healthy, he will go over 4,000 yards. And if he doesn't, I'll be disappointed. Sorry. That's my take, and it's my take.
I said 4,250. I want to know if we're sticking the hard line there, Hood.
I'm unbothered by all of this. Just completely unbothered by it. I mean, we never focus on the big picture. It's always the ancillary nonsense. The big picture is for the ball club to get better, for them to be able to get to the playoffs. It doesn't matter what the numbers are. What it matters is health, and it also matters whether or not the ball club's getting better.
Wait a minute. If he throws for 3,200 yards, okay, if they go 15-2 and he throws for 3,200 yards, then some running back had an unbelievable year. If he plays 16 ball games, he's going to throw for 4,000 or more. And if he doesn't, it will be disappointing.
Okay.
How many quarterbacks do you think threw for more than 4,000 yards last year?
10.
Exactly 10.
Yeah. Well, he should be one of them because all I've heard about since he won the Heisman is that kid's generational. I've watched a lot of tape on that kid. I've watched a lot of games. Maybe not as much total college football as you two guys, but I watched everything because I knew that kid had a chance to be with us. That kid's a beast. And if he's everything that we've been sold with all these weapons, he better throw for 4,000 yards.
All right, big, bold statement. If he throws for under 4,000 yards, Eberflus should be fired. Shot or no shot?
What's the record?
Well, obviously, if he's under 4,000 yards, that's a non-playoff team, right?
Not necessarily.
Then that's my point. It doesn't matter.
Right, but I'm saying to you, if he throws for 3,200, you're going to be disappointed. We'll be like, that's it?
I will not be disappointed because this guy's got a really bright future with this team. Everyone's trying to put all the eggs in one basket in one season, and that's just nonsense. It is. Again, the focus is for the ball club to get better and for them to be a playoff team. Again, the big number that matters to me is the win column, but the big W.
But for them to be a playoff team, in my opinion, he has to be on the field, and he will put up massive numbers.
Okay. That's that. And actually, those massive numbers also don't necessarily equate to a playoff berth either. The defense could be awful.
Herbert.
And the defense could be awful. Also, it could be really bad too.
No question.
I mean, that's why, to me, all of this, I'm not necessarily taking stride because I'm excited about the season, but I'm not going to be like one of these talking heads on television, doing pie in the sky predictions when we haven't seen Waldron work, we haven't seen Caleb work, we haven't seen Odunze work, we haven't seen how this offensive line works. Again, the time-honored tradition in the National Football League is to be able to have a rookie learn on the job incrementally week in and week out, season in and season out. We can only mention on one hand the special quarterbacks that stepped into this league and were fantastic.
Agreed, but the game's also played differently.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, it's played differently, but it doesn't work for everybody.
More vertical. I mean, look, one of my kids said to me, Troy Aikman's numbers, how did he get in the Hall of Fame? I'm like, because the game was played different. Go back and watch. That guy's a winner. That guy was a stud.
Absolutely. Nobody handed the ball off better than Troy Aikman. Here's Shay Norling. Shay?
Wow.
I want to stick with this for a second. How many quarterbacks, Cap, all time, rookie quarterbacks in NFL history have thrown for 4,000 yards?
Well, I know Andrew Luck did it. I know C.J. Stroud did it. I would doubt that Peyton did it because he went 2-14. I would doubt Aikman did it because he went 2-14.
Is Herbert on that list?
Herbert absolutely did it. I'm going to say 5.
5 is the right number. The 2 you're missing are Jameis Winston and Cam Newton. All of them in the last 10 seasons.
Yeah, because the game is
15
played
seasons.
differently. And they are going to go downtown. And when Geno Smith throws for north of 4,000 with Shane Waldron, guess what? I want that from Caleb Williams. Sue me for having high standards.
We all want it. I'm just saying it would be exceptional. It's happened 5 times in 15 seasons.
Good. It's going to happen 6.
I hope.
So bet it on DraftKings or ESPN Bet or wherever you get your feet wet. Bet it because it's going to happen.
Yeah, you're missing your own gimmick. Your own gimmick is chasing greatness. You're missing the chasing part. You're chasing greatness. Here's Shay Norling.
I'll always chase greatness.
No, I'm talking about Caleb Williams and the Bears. The gimmick is your gimmick in your sweatshirts are chasing greatness.
That's correct.
That when you're chasing greatness, you're on the way. If you think greatness will happen in year 1, take out the chasing and just have greatness t-shirts. Here's Shay Norling.
All right, Bears edge
Might have
rusher
to do
Austin Booker.
Just greatess.
Well, I'll sell the chasing now, and then when he gets to 4,000 and they get deep in
Just
the West.
greatness. Right.
Bears edge rusher Austin Booker got some good reps last night, consistently winning off the edge, pressuring the pocket. Granted, Hall of Fame game, you got to take everything with a grain of salt, but we've been hearing this out of camp. Booker is flashing a ton of potential. 5th-round draft pick. He looked good last night. Shot or no shot, the Bears found a legit edge rusher in the 5th round.
That's a no shot. We're going to find out, won't we? Because again, based on what I saw yesterday, Cap, there was a mixed bag. I think there was more positive than negatives on the isolation film that we saw on Booker on his snaps, but hopefully that'll be the case. And I like that the general manager, by the way, is going to take a flyer on a couple of these guys. Like, he loves the offensive lineman for the Chicago Bears and Braxton Jones, a 5th-round draft pick. Mm-hmm. Hey, man, all that glitters is not gold. But sometimes you take a look at a flyer on a 4th or 5th-round pick. If they can do the job, it doesn't matter where he's drafted. The hope is that Booker could be that, but who knows?
If a rookie got 10 sacks, would you say they found their pass rusher, Shay?
If a rookie got 10 sacks, yes.
Yeah. There was a guy named Mark Anderson here.
Oh, God.
He had 10 sacks as a rookie, and everyone went, okay, we're done with Alex Brown because this guy got 10 sacks as a rookie. What did he end up with for his career? 12?
11.
11.
Who knows?
Yeah.
He was
done.
Yeah.
He was done. But in the first take society that we live in, is he the greatest pass rusher in Bears history? The answer is no.
He didn't.
And no shot we have found yet. Austin Booker has not played one snap in the National Football League.
30 minutes ago, you told me to take a bow about Austin Booker.
Yeah, because he looks good. I didn't tell you that they found their pass rusher. He certainly looks good, and I'm giving you credit.
But they found their pass rusher in Montez Sweat.
Yes.
Really, the question is, Austin Booker is making the case you don't have to go sign somebody.
No, you always want to have experience.
Yes.
If you can. If it's affordable and if you can, you should go with the experience
first.
If
they called you and said, hey, give us a 3rd-round pick, you can have Matthew Judon because we can't get him signed.
That's different than signing Yannick Ngakoue.
Yannick Ngakoue is also a pretty good football player.
Yes.
He's had a lot of really good seasons. Again, I gave you credit for Austin Booker because you were the guy before the draft said, I want that guy. And they got him, and he looks like he could develop into something. To say they found their pass rusher now, today? No, I can't say that yet.
Let's see if he can beat out Dominic Robinson in the camp. Who knows? He might be a camp casualty.
Might be.
Or maybe cut Noah Sewell. Still been waiting.
Maybe trade Noah for Panay.
That'd be fine. And the Steve Baskerville, let me tell you something. This guy here.
Steve Baskerville did a hell of a job on the weather here for many years.
And now a linebacker with the Bears.
How about that?
47.
That's the untold story. The guy did the weather at CBS2 for like 35 years, and now he's playing linebacker.
Pretty good, kid.
Pretty good kid.
Watch him, number 47. Here's Shay Norling.
All right, Amari Toomer was on.
That'd be Amani
Toomer, sorry. Did I say Amari?
Yes.
Amani Toomer. Amari Cooper, Amani Toomer. God, now it's in my head. Amani Toomer talked about Caleb Williams and the comments Caleb Williams made to his team about cleaning up after themselves in the locker room. Don't put that work on the staff. You got to take care of business. Amani Toomer didn't like this too much. Take a listen.
He's Russell Wilson 2.0. Uh-oh. This is not going to go over well. Uh-oh. If you came in the locker room, I've been in this locker room for 8 years, like you said. And some rookie's going to come in who hasn't played one snap.
Right.
Talking, we're wearing the fingernail polish. Now he's going to come in here and tell me who've been here, who've been through the struggle, that I need to clean up? No, how about rookie? How about you clean up after me?
Right.
How about that? Don't give me this crap. I don't like it at all. I feel like rookies should earn their respect. Sure. Just because you got drafted number 1 doesn't mean nothing to me because I don't even know if you're good. Stop. just play the game. Prove to me that you're really here to be a star. Prove to me you're really trying to make this team better. Don't sit up here and talk about trash around the locker room. Yeah. Come on, man, please.
Okay.
Shot or no shot? This is the dumbest reason yet to slander Caleb Williams.
That's a shot, and you should get Amani Toomer on this show because I'd like to tell him what an idiot he is. Like, why don't you pick up a phone? You're a former player, and off the record, ask Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet. Ask any of these dudes. Hey, tell me about that. Because his teammates like Kevin Byard, a 2-time All-Pro, thought it was awesome, the leadership that he showed, and they loved it. Loved it. And this guy's never met him, never talked to anyone on that team, and he's Amani Toomer. He's an idiot.
That's peak FS1 right there, isn't it?
Oh,
I mean, just firing away from the hip. He's just trying to solidify himself for the season, Toomer. That's why he said what he said. He's just piling on. Look, I know that for many years it's like, hey, rookies are supposed to be seen, not heard, all this stuff. But again, it's a different time. If he's one of the leaders of the team and says, hey, man, we got to have a standard in the locker room, that shows leadership. Whether it's a popular with his teammates or unpopular, he's showing leadership. He's not going to be here for a cup of coffee. And so if he rubs people the wrong way, that's fine. Keep in mind, you can work at a place for a long time, and everyone's not going to like you. But the bottom line is that when we continue to hear from players often on the record about Caleb Williams and his demeanor, bedside manner, the way he is, there's nothing wrong with him saying, hey, let's have a standard here, keep it clean. So what are you, like a pig pen, Toomer? Did you just leave towels around? Did you mishandle people when you played? Did you say, hey, pick up my crap? I'm Amani Toomer. Really? Were you that guy?
Please, can you book him, Shay? We don't do a lot of guests here.
I will work on it.
Get that.
Nope.
Get that guy on.
Yeah. No.
He just made the list. Him, John Hamm,
Okay.
Gruden. He made the list.
Anybody else in that list?
There's more.
Me.
Nope.
All right, Shay.
I love you.
Dan Hayes, Twins writer for The Athletic, reported a little pulling back of the curtain on the White Sox trade deadline, put out that the Twins were willing to move their number 1 prospect, the 21-year-old with some positional versatility, hitting 929 OPS in the minor leagues this year. They were willing to move him for Eric Fetty. White Sox reportedly never engaged in this conversation because they didn't want to trade Fetty in the division. This, if it's true and if the reports are accurate, would have been the only trade at the deadline involving a top 100 prospect. White Sox ended up settling for the 3-team deal with the Dodgers and the Cardinals, moving Fetty, Pham, and Kopech for a few prospects from the Dodgers. Shot or no shot? If Chris Getz was holding on to Fetty from Minnesota because he didn't want Fetty in the division, that's going to be the worst move of his career.
Well, Bruce Levine, who I have great respect for, is pushing back, saying that it is not true that you could have got a top 100 prospect, this kid from Minnesota. And so it's a story that's not true. We'll find out. Got to do more research on it. But I would tell you this. If the Reinsdorfs told Arturis, we want you to not trade Alex Caruso for 2 number 1s or a top 10 number 1. We don't want 2 number 2s for Andre Drummond because we got to try and make the playoffs when they had less than a 2% chance of being in the playoffs. Maybe they told this to Getz. Who knows the way those things run around there, right?
Yeah.
Like if Jerry or Michael are sticking their beak in on trade talks, I mean, what the hell?
That wouldn't surprise me.
Me either.
Yeah. So Shay, would it be the worst on Getz? Well, Getz is part of the organization, so I suppose what I would say that is if we do a deeper dive, it could be more than just Chris Getz making that alleged move.
Well said.
It would be Jerry.
It's the whole organization,
Sure.
but somebody's got to wear the blame, and I can't fire Jerry Reinsdorf. So,
Well, you can't put the blame on someone if it's not their call. What if he picks up the phone and goes, Jerry, I can get a top 100 prospect for Eric Fetty from the Twins. I don't want to trade him in the division. Who cares?
Well,
he's Eric Fetty.
I fired Jerry in 2010, personally.
Yeah, well, if we could, but if what you guys are saying is true, then we should all just give up until Jerry Reinsdorf moves on from owning this team in whatever capacity that entails. That if what you're saying is the case, then we might as well just give up.
Well, I mean, but this is the embodiment of a meddlesome owner or someone that sticks his beak in there. It is, Cap.
You're right.
It just is. I mean, we go back to La Russa. Again, it worked out in year one, but again, on the surface, it was not the right call. The general manager should have the right to generally manage.
Exactly right. And then judge him accordingly so. And one thing I've asked Theo, I heard Sylvie say yesterday, should the Cubs spend more money? Yeah.
Sure.
They've got the ability. He's right. They have do they spend a lot and they got very little return? They're in dead last? Fair. They spent $230 million. Fair to say that they spent enough to be better. Could they spend more? Absolutely. If Juan Soto's out there and says, I'm interested, there should be no price they won't pay. They're the Chicago freaking Cubs. But one thing Theo and Jed have both told me is if they go in and say, hey, we're trading, who's the best player on the team? We're trading Justin Steele for the rights to Jonathan Hood. Ricketts is not going to tell them they can't do it.
Right.
He just gets out of okay, tell me why. Just explain why you're doing that. Here's what I would do. Okay. He said, because I can't judge you if I'm telling you what to do.
That's fair.
Which is fair.
Mm-hmm.
So good and bad there.